oil. It says the new slavery, sharecropping, predatory lending, and debt slavery. All right. It says sharecropping is a system of forced farming based on endless debt and bondage. All right. First outlined in the Jewish holy book Talmud, sharecropping was set up throughout the South to continue to reap the profits and the horrors of the plantation slavery along after its legal end in 1865. Y'all talk to me. What else happened in 1865, supposedly? All right. What happened in 1865? Come on. Somebody give me some answers, man. I need y'all to help me out. Peace, fam. Miss Brown, how are you? Peace. I know we're back. They keep cutting us off YouTube, but what happened in 1865, y'all? Nighttime says the slaves were free. I like that answer, but not quite nighttime. See, they said that the slaves were free with the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865. But really back in 1863, what we did was we took the word emancipation and proclamation, put it under the microscope, and we looked up what these two words mean. So African princess, you're absolutely correct. The Emancipation Proclamation. The emancipation don't mean that you're free. And it's not a law, it's a proclamation. What is a proclamation? You see, we say it real quick and it sounds cool and slick coming off their tongue. But if you stop for a minute and you look these terms up, it don't mean that you're free. All right. And even if it meant that you're free, where you going if you don't own anything? You can't read, you can't write. All right. And with these new laws that they started coming up with, vagrant laws and Jim Crow and all of these kind of things. All right. Emancipation don't mean that you're free. All right. Then here it says the ex highly skilled in agriculture never received 40 acres and a mule. You see, this is what they promised us. All right, nighttime. They promised us 40 acres and a mule. All right, because land is the basics to economic freedom. What did I just say? I can't even hear myself. Land is the basics to economic freedom. I'm going to say it one more time. Help me out, y'all. Land is the basis to economic freedom. All right. But since you weren't a citizen of the United States of America, because you was only written in as 3/5 of a man, you weren't even American, you can't own no land. Contradiction. They're going to give us 40 acres and a mule, but under the Constitution of the United States of America, under its amendments, you're not even a full human being. It says, while Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation, he signed another order to kill Lakota. Wow. Let's study the Lakota tribe. All right. Let's study what the Lakota say. There's a documentary film on YouTube right now about the Lakota. It's deep, man. The something keepers, the wisdom keepers, if I can remember. The wisdom keepers on YouTube. Make a mental note. Let's watch it tonight. I know y'all looking for something to do tonight. The wisdom keepers. It talks about the Lakota tribe. All right. All right. It's Brand. She says, I'm shiny. Oh, give thanks. All right. Let's move forward. Blacks who tried to escape from the new slavery became victims of an organization that they put together called the Ku Klux Klan. All right. America's paramilitary terrorist organization set up by Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest and financed by exiled Jewish plantation owner Judah P. Benjamin. All right. So it was the Judah B. Benjamin who got together with Nathan Bedford Forrest who helped establish the Ku Klux Klan. Well, that's an oxymoron. How is someone of the Jewish background or lineage financing someone and giving someone money to put together the Ku Klux Klan? I thought the Ku Klux Klan did not like Jewish people. I'm confused at this point. Y'all help me out. All right. And if this is factual and they document it in this book, then it's easy for us to go look up, right or wrong. All right. Just ordered your book. I'm amped up. Oh, give thanks, man. This is not my book, though, Hassan. This is just a book that I'm reading from. But what I'm going to do I am going to create a PDF, all right, with information coming out of this book and other books. Like, for example, if y'all sitting in front of a computer, can y'all put this in the search engine? There was something I was studying the other day it made a whole bunch of sense, man. I'll go over that in a few minutes. Hold on, let me finish this. It says for the very purpose of keeping black laborers, let me put it out there before I forget so y'all can remind me. The thing is called The Capitalist Conspiracy. It's on YouTube. The whole documentary film is on YouTube. The Capitalist Conspiracy. It takes you from the beginning on how they established themselves and this whole idea of finance and how they trick the American people. It's a beautiful, short, 60-minute documentary film, The Capitalist Conspiracy. Let me get back to this. For the very purpose of keeping black laborers from leaving valuable cotton-producing land. W.E.B. Du Bois saw this was wicked, wretched condition firmly rooted in the American South 35 years after slavery, and bitterly concluded that fully 3/4 of the profits due to black farmers had been simply stolen from them. All right. So they did give some black people some land to look out for themselves and take care of themselves. All right. Those that got around the sharecropping. All right. But then them same people devised and came up with laws to come back and snatch the land. All right. Some of the same land that your grandparents were sitting on, and you ended up inheriting it and ended up selling it away. All right. Michael Muhammad, peace, man. All right. The book is called How White Folks Got So Rich. All right. Moving down, those merchants grew into giant retailers like Sakowitz in Houston. There's a couple of names in there I cannot even pronounce. In New Orleans, Rich's department store in Atlanta. These are those people. Did y'all hear what I said? Who's in Atlanta? Raise your hand. These are those people. Rich's department store and all these people. Saks and J.C. Penney's and all these people. Macy's, Bloomingdale's. All right. Goldsmith in Memphis. Sanger's. Neiman Marcus of Texas. All department stores that emerged on the backs of the cotton-growing black farmers forced into sharecropping. Banks like A. Jacob and Sons. The First National Bank used their profits to fund the growth and the development of such Jim Crow cities as Atlanta, Georgia, and Selma, Montgomery, and Birmingham, Alabama. All right. All of these anchor stores that you see now in these malls. Before, they used to be standalone stores. All right. 3 and 4 and 5 stores in every downtown that you go to. Now they all but empty. All right. And it goes on to say overseas whites forcibly imposed this tried and true system of economic exploitation through such entities as International Monetary Fund, the IMF. Up on the block, they call it the IMF, the International you know what I'm talking about. All right. And the World Trade Organization, WTO, and the World Bank. In nation after nation after nation after nation, it's the same thing over and over and over. Thanks, boo-boo. All right. Greetings from Middle Georgia. Greetings. Kobe, thanks, man, for the 4 bills. Really appreciate that. Y'all send me your email address at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. If you're on Facebook or IG, what the brothers and sisters over here on YouTube are doing, basically, if you if you're a contribution of $5 and you send me your email address, the research I've done along with this book and other books dealing with this particular subject, I'm sending y'all out a PDF. So make sure y'all send me your email address. Send it to Sirius Mindz. Let me put it here. Sirius, SIRIUSMINDZ, info, INFO, at gmail.com. All right. See, it's easy for them to do it over here on YouTube because I'm on Super Chat. All right. So it works really easy. All right. So now let's dive back into this. There's a quote here that says it will not do to grant them to be men, lest it appear that the whites are not. All right. True Earth Beauty. What's up? Peace. Peace, Queen. It says it will not do to grant them to be men, lest it appear that the whites are not. All right. Just racism and the curse of Ham. You see, what they had to do, they had to come from a biblical reference in order to get you to hate yourself. All right. So you can buy into the things that they're setting forth and putting in motion right now. Study Tom Burrell's book, Brainwash. Right about this time, all right, they were blacking their faces up. Jim Crow, the whole aspect of cooning, the whole aspect of this whole idea of making black very dark and ugly and wretched. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand this and understand this whole idea of the Hamitic myth, the Ham myth. All right. Y'all know, and I hate to spoil some of y'all's religious day that y'all might be celebrating and eating the leftover pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce and the turkey leg and the chicken leg and whatever else y'all eating tonight to celebrate. But the Ham curse, that was never real. All right. The reason why, because Ham never existed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go so far out on the limb as to say right now, none of the characters in the Bible existed. They were never real people. I'm going to go one step further. From Adam to Eve, which was his second wife, Lilith was his first wife. From Adam, Lilith, Eve, to Moses, to Cain, to Abel, to the snake, the goddamn apple, the tree, the garden, all of that stuff. All of these characters throughout the Bible were never real human beings, and they never existed. All of them from Ham to Jesus never existed. And I know some of y'all, oh, did he just say that? Oh, yeah. None of these characters in the Bible ever existed. If that's the case, then this Ham myth never existed. It's something that was put on black people. We got to understand the dynamic and look into it and stop just repeating what your grandmama's mama said. No, man, we were never cursed. All right? They said we were cursed and we were given these elongated tails. But what they was basically trying to say is black man was cursed and we ended up with long elongated penises. All right, who is Lilith? Lilith was Adam's first wife. July Leo 26. All right. Ziri Brown, thank you very much. All right. We don't do the Happy New Year thing here, but thank you very much, Mr. B2 Eternity. we don't do that, but thank you. All right. But anyway, the Negroes found in the remote South and those who resemble them from among them that are with us in these times. The status of those is like that of the irrational animals. To my mind, they do not have the rank of men. Now they're talking about black people. All right. When Count Volney and all these other people that even Christopher Columbus, who ran into us and discovered these parts of the earth and the planet, bumped into black people who were already there. And when they first wrote about us, they almost wrote us in as godlike. Now all of a sudden, we animals, we the curse of Ham? No, I think not. No. The book goes on to say, hold on. Elaborate statue in Washington, D.C. to honor the god of the black labor discrimination, Samuel Gompers. All right. Then it goes into white domestic terrorism on page 49. If y'all just tuning in, we're reading from the book, How White Folks Got So Rich. All right. And on page 41, it talks about white domestic terrorism. The Ku Klux Klan was a generic name for the literal hundreds of white domestic terrorist groups. Now, mind you, There was some ultra white terrorists that thought the Ku Klux Klan was like some kindergarten stuff. All right? White people were doing some treacherous stuff to black people. Study the movie Maafa 21. Can we do that? Can we write that down? So can someone put that in? Type that in real quick. Maafa 21. MAAFA and then the number 21. Maafa 21. It'll give you a sample of what they were doing to black people under the name of medical experiments. Read Harriet Washington's book, the Medical Apartheid, I believe. All right. Thank you, Aisha Ra. Maafa 21. All right. Now, the Ku Klux Klan marched. All right. Now, this is a picture in 1926, September 13. Listen, back then, the vast majority of the people were quote unquote Republicans. All right. So then when people started shifting parties and this kind of thing, we got to understand who the Republicans are and who was actually the ones that were supporting the Ku Klux Klan and the Nationalist Party and all these other people and the Seed and some of these ultra radical organizations, that subgroups that split off of the Ku Klux Klan. All right. So this is a picture of the Ku Klux Klan marching in Washington, D.C. All right. Oh, give thanks, man. The Bralvador Filmworks, Soul Image Films. Peace, man. The Film Network. Peace. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that, man. All right. And this was a daily occurrence. All right. This picture right here. It was a daily occurrence. All right. There's a book out with someone that documented and collected all of these postcards. Now, mind you, these were postcards that white people were sending one another of black people hanging. And the proof that they were hung, they would take the penis home with them and take an ear home or a couple of fingers home in a jar to preserve it and save it. All right. There's a book called Without Sanctuary. Come on now. This is about the 8th book I done gave y'all on this show right here. Y'all, come on, keep up with me. Write this down. You write Bilal Muhammad, the White Citizens Council. Exactly. All right. Are y'all writing the books down? Without Sanctuary. V for Vendetta. It's called Without Sanctuary. All right. They documented this. They collected gator bait too. You right, Matt. Gator bait, using black children as gator bait to lure the alligators in. Sanctuary. Thank you. Think Wahid 90. Thank you. Without Sanctuary. They collected these postcards and put it in a book. All right. Every black person should have that. So when these other people talk about they'll never forget, we're going to stake the same claim. We're never going to forget what happened to our people. And we're the ones that's going to teach our people. All right. What happened to us during the Ma'afa? What happened to us during slavery? What happened to us during this genocide? All right. The lynching of Niece Gillespie, John Gillespie, and Jack. Listen, y'all got to look real close, man. This ain't one man chopped up and lynched with a broken neck. It's 3 people in this picture. Are you on YouTube live right now? Yes, I am. I'm on YouTube live right now. YouTube, go to youtube.com/C/Sirius Mindz, SIRIUSMINDZ. All right, Sirius Mindz. All right. Oh, pardon me. My bad. It's 4 people that was lynched in this one picture. All right. August 6, 1906, Salisbury, North Carolina. All right. The most ironic and profound feature of this episode, however, is that on the same day that those white American politicians decided to end black progress forever, the founder of the most powerful and progressively nation of Islam, Master Farad Muhammad, was born. All right. February 26, 1877. All right. Frederick Douglass said in 1876, you say you have emancipated us, but when you turned us loose, you gave us no acres. You turned us loose to the sky, to the storm, to the whirlwind, and to the worst of all, you turned us loose to the wrath of our infuriated masters who formed these organizations to now go out and kill us because you didn't want to see us free. All right. I'm skipping down and we're on page 51. President of white supremacy, Woodrow Wilson, during his White House tenure from 1913 to 1921, President Woodrow Wilson established racial segregation as the official United States government policy. So racial segregation was the official policy of the United States of America. All right. One day in 1913, for instance, the Atlanta postmaster simply fired 50 black messengers and gave their jobs to whites. All right. Sound familiar, sure? All right. When questioned, he did not attribute the mass firing to any lack of performance by the blacks. He said that the whites had families to support. Wow. Najee Unique, that's the wrong link. It's www.youtube.com/C/Sirius Mindz. All right. So you got to put the C/Sirius Mindz. All right. Just fired 50 blacks and gave their jobs to whites. All right. Public education, the 4 R's. Reading, writing, arithmetic, and racism. Of course, y'all don't know arithmetic doesn't start with the letter R. But anyway, what can the slave master teach you except how to be a better slave? Elijah Muhammad's quote. What can a slave master teach you except how to be a better slave? It was black people on the plantation teaching white men how to read. Go do your research. Teaching white women how to cook. Teaching them how to use spices and herbs and this kind of thing. Right? Teaching them how to sew. We want a class of, listen now. Having been president of Princeton University, Woodrow Wilson is considered the most intelligent of the United States presidents, but his public education policy was categorically wicked as hell. He declared, now I'm quoting him now, he declared, we want a class of persons to have a liberal education, and we want other class of persons, a very much larger class necessity in every society, to forego the privilege of a liberal education and fit themselves to perform specific, difficult, manual tasks. They want your ass cleaning the toilets, cleaning the damn streets, doing some painting, shoveling some snow, shoveling shit, whatever it is. That's what they want you doing. That's what Woodrow Wilson means. All right. Let's understand this. It says the only school in the Judah B. Benjamin School District in New Orleans was for whites only. Despite the fact that only 77 of the 1,292 school-aged children in the district were white, economic necessity required that black children be in the fields alongside their parents picking cotton every single day from sun up to sundown. With this kind of history documented, it's very hard for me to listen to a lot of white people or even black people claim that white people are privileged and then hear white people respond and pretend like they don't know what we're talking about. So I hear black people, and black people are absolutely right. So the whole idea of 400 years of this, 400 years of this behavior, 400 years of lynching. Now, hold on for a second. I'm kind of losing my power over here. I'm going to put this on this. But keep up with me now. So the book is called, hold on. The book is called How White Folks Got So Rich. All right. That's where we are. I'm going to have to put this here. All right. So that's where we are. How white folks got so rich. So let's understand this particular dynamic. Let's not go nowhere now, because I need y'all to do the research, because it doesn't stop there. All right. So the whole idea of them being privileged, this is the basis of it. All right. Could anybody tell me what a laughing barrel is? Thank you, Najee Unique. Thank you. A laughing barrel. Has anyone seen one? By a show of hands. I've seen one. I think I was in Butt Scratch, Alabama somewhere where I saw it. All right. A laughing barrel was a barrel that they used to keep on the side of the street, of the road. And whenever you saw white people and you found something funny, you couldn't laugh and let white people seeing you happy and seeing you laugh. You had to run, stick your head in a barrel and laugh. And once you pull your head out of the barrel, you had to come up with a straight face. All right? You had to come up with a straight face. This is what we've been plagued with in America, and the conditions that we've been plagued with in America. Page 59 talks about student debt, slavery, and black people's wealth for Wall Street and the government. All right. We were not allowed to laugh in public at all. Thanks, Renee Brooks. Peace, Renee, was good. All right. Stock market, race roulette. All right. Subprime mortgage loans, subprime mortgages, whites massive, the 3-card Molly. All right. The book is in depth and it goes deeper into all the tricks of the trade that white people start making these laws, man. It says IG is off. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, so much so the behavior after 400 years, you're right, it's almost written into what we do every single day. It's written into our DNA, so to speak. All right, and we have to constantly be reminded. But, you know, they don't want us talking anything African, anything black. Even when I talk about the Ankh, which is a symbol of ours. Even if I talk about, you're right, the caste system also, Sean. Even when I talk about the nappy-headed, beady-headed, nappy, twisted-head Buddha behind me, which is black. Yeah, they don't want that conversation happening among our people. All right? They don't want that happening. All right, poster boy of mortgage lending schemes and scams, Ronald E. Arnall. Hold on now. I want y'all to see. See, a lot of times we got to start putting faces to these thieves, man. You got to start knowing what these people look like. These people walking among us, and we don't know who the hell these people are. All right? So when it talks about the mafia, when it talks about gangsters, the real gangsters, not the ones, black ones pretending to be gangsters. All right. I'm talking the real gangsters and banksters, the international banksters that be destabilizing governments and whatnot. All right. We talk about Bernie Madoff and these characters that be stealing billions. You might take a couple of 100,000, but no, they be stealing billions of dollars from people. All right. So now, when we start talking about, it says, who are some of the real gangsters and mobsters back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s? All right. Some of y'all would attribute to them being Italian, right or wrong. Meyer Lansky was Jewish. Arnold Rothstein was Jewish. Bugsy Siegel was Jewish. All right. Some were Italian. Some were Jews. Some were Irish. All right. And the black ones that tried to mimic them uptown in Chicago and other places. All right. This is all in the book, How White Folks Got So Rich. All right. Some of them were Dutch. You're right. Dutch gangsters. Sundown towns. Do anybody that's listening to me right now, do anybody live in a sundown town? Can y'all name me a sundown town? Name me a sundown town. Jews had the Purple Gang. What was the Purple Gang? Louis Muhammad. What was the I know, just for the fact that I'm trying to get some information out. What was the Purple Gang? Irish too, you're right. Mount Rainier, MD, was a sundown town. Wow, for real? Wow. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, name me some sundown towns. Glendale, California was a sundown town. I know people who lived in sundown towns. Charleston, South Carolina was a sundown town. Some people said, I don't know what that is. A sundown town is when you black and you live in a particular town. When the sun goes down, you got to take your behind in the house. You cannot be caught out at night after the sun go down. Else they wouldn't find you the next morning. Somebody said Portland, Liberton, Texas, Vender, Texas, or Vidor, Texas. All right. Name me some sundown towns. Austin, Texas, Oakland. You damn right. Levittown, PA, and Levittown, New York. I lived a few miles from Levittown. Levittown, New York was a sundown town. Hit that like button for Professor Griff. I keep forgetting that, Global Media. Thank you, man. Damn. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for real. I'm still trying to get back on IG, y'all. I know the people on IG was like, damn, yo, you just dissed us. Oakland, Montrose, Arkansas, Harrison, Arkansas. Damn, Arkansas. Lake City, South Carolina. Also, Freeport, Roosevelt, and Glen Cove was sundown town. Thanks. Shit. Oh, man. See, there's people on here that's highly educated, man. And that's awake and aware. Plain and simple. All right. But here's one of the flyers that they put out. A combination of flyers. But these are samples of some of the flyers. And as you can see down here, homes burned as 56 died in a race riot. But that race riot took place in more places other than Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. I think there was a dozen Black Wall Streets in America. IG won't let me back up, so I don't know what to tell y'all. IG just cut me off totally. They said, look, son, out. So yeah, let's understand this one. These are some of the flyers. I'm almost done. Let no man deceive you by of any means. For that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. All right. Farmers administration, farmers home administration. They come up with all kinds of laws and different companies and organizations. All right. To govern and to rule over Black people. All right. Now, whence came the whole idea, and all of us on here can relate to this, of the projects. And what was the projects for? What was the project? Can anybody tell me? Let's think deep. We're only halfway through how white folks got so rich. After tomorrow night, I'm going to sum it up. And then probably Thursday, I'm going to put together the PDF to send out to everybody. If you want to contribute to Sirius Mindz, instituting Sirius Mindz RNTV rather. All right. You can send in $5, which is real easy for everybody. You're going to spend that tonight. All right. The Buck Act. Sean, what's the Buck Act? All right. Go to my website, www.professorgriff.me. All right. Hit the donate button. It's right on the top. All right. Or go to YouTube. I'll go to PayPal. www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corporation. Or everybody grab your phone and just go to the Cash App right now. $ Professor Griff. Send me a food stamp, dollar bill, whatever it is. I humbly appreciate that. All right, we got to keep this moving. Go to the Cash App, $ Professor Griff. All right. The projects, what were they for? The projects, let's roll unpack the word. Let's unpack the word. Why is there so much attention on reducing our people to nothing or death? What was the project set up for? All right. Institutionalized. The projects were a place where a house black place can keep them impoverished, segregated, outside of white communities. We're talking about the projects. What were they set up for? Pretty candles. Peace. What's good with you? Do you use PayPal? Yes, I do. It's paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. That's Professor Griff CORP. All right. PayPal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right. The projects was an experiment. The higher floors, the mental health issues started 9 floors and higher. Wow. All right. To contain black families. Don't let the sun go down on you. Jason Fields, thank you very much, good brother. Jason Fields, what's happening, man? The project was a project like the word states. Let us see how black people react to these messed up conditions. You're right, Jason. Exactly. All right. So since we know that already, here's a picture of the projects in St. Louis. All right. On how they experimented with us and on us on a psychological tip. Joy Stanley. Thank you, Joy. I humbly appreciate that, sis. Really appreciate that. The projects. All right. Who are the projects named after? If you in Atlanta, help me out. I'm not sure about other cities. I don't know the names of the projects. All right. I do know some in New York. Marcy Projects. Y'all know that from Jay-Z, right? But how about here in Atlanta? There was Capitol Homes. There was Herndon Homes. There was Bowen Homes. All of these homes are the homes where they house black people, the quote unquote projects. All right. Hollywood Avenue, Hollywood Boulevard in Atlanta, in the SWATs. All right. So why do they name these homes after prominent individuals? What did they have to do with the experiment? Sean said it was a science experiment. Herndon Homes on the west side. All right. Lincoln Projects, 120th Street, Nicholas Gardens in Los Angeles, Washington Houses, NYC, where else? Name some of these. Who's these projects named after? They knocked down most of the homes in the ATL. You're right. Somerset and Baltimore, Perry Homes, Bowen Homes, Perry Homes, John Hope, Carver Homes. All right. Amsterdam houses in New York City, the SWAT, Southwest Atlanta Territory. Where else? University homes. They got these homes and projects. All right. Oh, Robert Taylor Homes. Where's Robert Taylor? California, Chicago. How did whites become, please answer. How did whites become so rich? All right. Do you have a PayPal? Yes, it's paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right. Pueblo, South Central. Pueblos in South Central LA. 40 projects in Jamaica, Queens. All right. There's projects all over the place, man. And they did this simultaneously. All right. It's a Duckman Houses, New York, after the Dutch cracker. Wow. Okay. Robert Taylor Homes in the Shire, right? Okay. Park Village in Compton. All right. Cleveland Morris Black in Carver Park. All right. Oh, see, I'm from Hempstead, Long Island. Okay. All of us are familiar with these Douglas and Baltimore, Maryland. All of us are familiar with these projects in different cities because we was all a victim. Nicholas Gardens. All right. What's the projects in Houston, y'all? Come on, what's the project? What's the project? I know y'all got some projects in Houston. This is Walter Simmons and Get Well Gardens in Memphis. Paul Overson in Detroit, Michigan. Projects were set up to keep blacks in one place, right? Raymond Rosen 215, Blue Gates, Grape Street in Watts. All right. Paulo Groins, the Bloomberg. I mean, projects were set up all over the place. We're all victims of this. So what they're saying in the book is absolutely correct. Now, some of us now didn't grow up in the projects, didn't grow up in Dixie Homes in Memphis. All right. Didn't grow up on Terrace Avenue in Hempstead, Long Island, New York. All right. Didn't grow up in Bricktown where Flavor came up at. All right. Public housing projects. The United States government created massive racially segregated cities within cities that became infamously known as a black world as the projects. Many of these developments were cheaply built as temporary housing for returning World War II veterans. Under the GI Bill and other veteran benefits programs allowed the white vets to move into single-family homes in racially suburbs. The Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 allocated $25 billion for the construction of 41,000 miles of interstate highway system. It was the largest public works project in American history up to that time, and it opened up the suburbs for white flight. So primarily black people were in the cities. And right now with the gentrification and the regentrification, they moving you out of the projects, out of the cities, tearing the projects down, building up lofts and condos and charging you 4 times the rent. Terrace Avenue is a project in Hempstead. You're right. Gentrification. Crystal Springs, Aristocrat, Cooney Homes, all in VA. All right. Garden City projects, right, in Houston, right? Federal Housing Administration Act. All right, then we start getting into civil rights. Fair Housing Act, 1968. Redlining. What is redlining? All right, come on, keep up with me. What is redlining? All right, it says we suffer domestic colonialism. We must achieve self-determination. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, as he emerged from a 1966 meeting with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. They met, they got along, they strategized. And that's what we as black men and women should be doing today. These men got together and strategized. The Jungles, the West Side, Perry Homes in Atlanta. All right. I don't know if there's a Garden City project in Houston, was it? Facts, there are 300,000 homes in the Perry Homes area right now. Damn. Joe's apartment. Stop that, Brandon. Fortunately, you know, my mom was a hardworking woman, 3 jobs and that kind of thing, and we never lived in the projects. Now, I dated a couple of chicks that lived in the damn projects, and so I'm there with y'all, for real. But the project mentality is what I'm talking about. What mentality is that? Now, we came out of the project feeding off of one another, on one another. What is the black tax? I still want to know what redlining is. Don't go nowhere. We're still dealing with redlining. Is a rezoning in urban area. Thanks, Renee Brooks. Redlining is the relining. Redlining is the rezoning, pardon me, of the urban areas. So when they redline it, it lets white people know that's looking at a map where the red lines are, and it'll let you know whether or not it was safe to buy a home or it wasn't. And they kind of use that to keep blacks in or out. Fowler Homes in Memphis. All right. Black tax. What is the black tax? In the Bluff. That's right. Bilal Muhammad. You're right, brother. Bluff in Atlanta, Georgia. Around 2,000 of those homes is now formally, wow. They just tearing them homes down in the Bluff. If you're familiar with Atlanta, you all know what the Bluff is. Don't get caught in the bluffing. All right. Talbot Towers Projects, Braddock, PA. All right. What is the black tax? In addition to the devastating rates of poverty, disease, miseducation, and incarceration, there are the constant harassment and racist persecution by white supremacists, which include police racial profiling of blacks, the shadowing of blacks in retail stores, blacks paying more in loan fees than whites with the same credit rating, hospitals refusing blacks proper treatment, employers engaging in discriminatory hiring practices, banks, insurance companies, even food delivery services redlining black neighborhoods, corporations instituting last hired, first fired employment policies, government agents targeting black elected officials, and white society preferring blacks with light skin and straight hair, talking about colorism. All right. All in this book, How White Folks Got So Rich. Get the book, have discussions about it. This one brother heard me do this, I think last year, and he got a 62 shows he did in off of just one book. The brother did mention my name. Thanks, good brother. I don't know who you are, but thank you for giving me credit. And I got to pass the credit back to Dr. Ava Muhammad and to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. All right? Because when the Brothers in the Nation of Islam first released the book and I got a hold of it, I heard Dr. Ava Muhammad breaking it down. I'm like, wow. All right, Lorraine Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sister. So they're on YouTube, Minister Farrakhan's lecture about this, and Dr. Ava Muhammad talked about it also. But probably Wednesday or Thursday, I want to go a little bit deeper and go into this book right here. Let's take the rich off of welfare. All right? Let's take the rich off of welfare. All right? If I can't get a chance to go into it in depth, I'm going to make it part of the PDF so we can go into it. Hold on. I want to get, do I got time? What time is it? I want to get to at least page 100. I'm skipping through. Most Black and Latino families have no retirement account savings. All right, check out the movie Black Friday by Rick Mathis. All right. Unemployment insurance. Unemployment insurance created by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. All right. The National Recovery Act, the NRA. The Great Depression's Negro Removal Act. God damn. The Negro Removal Act. Y'all got to Google that for me. The Negro Removal Act. Great Depressions. No group was harder hit by the Great Depression of the 1930s than black folks. By 1932, about half were out of work in some northern cities. Whites called for blacks to be fired from any job as long as there were whites out of work. Damn. Terroristic lynchings of blacks surged from 8 in 1932 to 28 in the next year as the economic pressure inflamed already hostile white population. So as the economy goes, the death of black people goes with it. All right? How white folks got so rich. Minimum wage law. All right? Page 87 talks about Homeowners Loan Corporation, HOLC, racial profiling in the housing market, Veteran Administration, the VA mortgage and racially restricting covenants. Yeah, they hit me and my brother with that, coming from the military. Go down to the VA to see what, what they have coming out of the military. If you was black, you got turned away. The Great Removal Act, the Negro Removal Act. All right. U.S. Housing Act, urban renewal. All right, bitterly referred to as the Negro removal. All right, these series of federal laws destroyed some 1,600 black communities in the 20th century. By 1960, 400,000 homes were destroyed, but only 11,000 lower rent replacement units were built. The act allowed discrimination to intensify by outlying areas, thus geographically concentrating blacks and Latinos in the inner city. Also destroyed many black businesses by displacement of customers and the routing of commercial traffic. These are the I said I was going to be nice. These are the demons and their practices, man. Hell, if people are acting like devils, you got to call them devils. Hell. But these are the things that they used to do and are still doing it. If we was to revamp this book and make a 2019 version, can you imagine? Come on now. Can you imagine that? Page 91, the consumer slave forcement, consumerism, and the economic dependency. Whew. 42 million blacks have spending power amounting to $1 trillion. Did y'all hear what I said? What was the total amount of that? $1.2 trillion is our spending power. Chuck Dunlap, public enemy number one, you're right. $1.2 trillion, which gives each man, woman, and child an annual spending power of $26,200. It is equal to the world's 16th biggest economy in a world of 196 nations, and all that gets funneled to some very happy white retailers and service providers. Among the tallied black expenses, we're tallying up black expenses. Can y'all help me out? What are some of our expenses? Don't say weed and liquor. Help me tally up our expenses. What's top of the list? Help me out, brothers and sisters. How white folks got so rich. Let's tally up our expenses. What do we spend money on first? Peace, Harold Nelson. Peace, man. Rent? No. Shoes? No. Hair? None. Let me run the roll. Tobacco, $3.3 billion a year. Whiskey and wine and beer, $3 billion a year. Non-alcoholic beverages, $2.8 billion a year. And I ain't even get to weaves yet. All right. Leisure time spending, $3.1 billion a year. Toys, games, and pets, $3.5 billion. Telephone services, $18.6 billion. Gifts, just gifts. I'm talking about Mother's Day, Father's Day, baby showers, Valentine's Day, leave me the fuck alone day, birthdays, chroma, Christmas, whatever the hell, man. Yeah, all of these days. I didn't finish running the roll. Give me a minute. I'm not done yet, y'all. I'm not done. Hold on. My phone is losing battery life because I've been on here so long. I gotta end it in a minute because it's the second phone I had to charge up. Yo. But I promise I'd go this long tonight because of what happened the other day. All right. Hold on. I ain't finished calling the roll. Hold on now. Telephone services, $18.6 billion. Gifts, $10 billion. Charitable contributions, $17.3 billion. Healthcare, $23.6 billion. Books, $321 million. It seemed like all of the foolishness is at the top of the list. Do y'all see this? It's in this book, How White Folks Got So Rich. You can get it on Amazon. It's only about $10. All right, look at this. Fun and games, sport and play, sports bars, and all this kind of stuff, man. And they got so slick. I wouldn't say slick. Let me not use that terminology. They've gotten really smart. Facebook is a place until they started rearranging some of that verbiage in the back room at Facebook. Facebook owns the content. All right. Facebook was originally kind of created for these people to communicate with one another. Now they own content. YouTube have original series that you can put up on YouTube, and people are getting paid. All right. People are doing shows like this and getting paid. All right. Mine don't get enough hits. They're not sending me no check. All right. But I'm saying to y'all, who came up with the concept of Uber? Because Uber don't own any cars, do they? They don't own any taxis. They own a goddamn website, and all they did was connect people. All right. I wouldn't say it's slick, it's smart. Good business. Good move. The profits to whites are incredibly lucrative that any black leader that seeks to correct this economic imbalance is considered radical and even un-American. Should I read that again? Did y'all catch that? The profits, all of these that I've read, if you interrupt this program right here, you'd be considered radical, militant, or they'll hit you with the anti-Semitic thing, or they'll hit you with the you just hate white people thing, or whatever. All of the labels that they put on your brother, Professor Griff. All right? If you interrupt this in any way, if you educate black people on how to pull their resources together, they'll try to write you out of history. Let me read you some of the names of the people that they attacked. All right? Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Jesse Jackson, Malcolm X, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and all labeled for seeking to improve black spending habits are indeed Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who was assassinated right after announcing a way to achieve justice for blacks in America, a black economic withdrawal. When he mentioned that and he talked about Vietnam, they took Dr. King out of here. Tupac. Let's do a modern list. Can we create a modern list right now? Tupac. Who else? Ken Bridges. Who else? Claude Anderson. Who else? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we mentioned him. Who else? Booker T. Washington was married to a white woman. Dear God, why? Mad _ realness. Okay. Michael Jackson. Malcolm X. No, my name ain't in here. They got my name on another list somewhere, doing some other stuff. Somebody put XXX. Prince. Calvin Muhammad. Demetrius Muhammad. Samuel Muhammad. Ali Muhammad. Hassan Muhammad. We need more names now. Somebody said Sarasutin Seti, Prodigy, Professor Griff, Prince, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, ATBG, oh, not familiar with that. Sandra Bland, Khalid Muhammad. Yeah. Come on, GOAT _1514. Okay, Gucci Man. We're going to talk about that one. Call me. All right. Cynthia McKinney, Dr. Sabi, the Shakurs, Willie D. The beat goes on. You're right. The beat goes on. All right. Aid to families with dependent children, AFDC. All right. Originally called Aid to Dependent Children. The government program was designed to be a safety net for white women. Later, Aid to Families with Dependent Children became known as welfare. Did y'all hear that? Fred Hampton Jr. Somebody mentioned. Okay, I'm just looking up. Tookie Williams. I'm just looking up. Father Divine. Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Assata Shakur. All right. Somebody said me. Lucky Star 39, thanks. Steve Coakley. We still reading names. All right, come on now. Let me read this. Aid to Families with Dependent Children, AFDC. I need y'all to get this. Dick Gregory, Huey P. Newton, Amos Wilson, Clarence 13X Smith, the father. We still calling names. Somebody said Dr. Sabi. Let me read this, all right? Aid to Families with Dependent Children, AFDC. Originally called Aid to Dependent Children, ADC, the government's program was designed to be a safety net for white women. Later, Aid to Families with Dependent Children, AFDC, became known as welfare. All right? Became known as welfare. Right, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, you're right. All right, Winnie Mandela, Emmett Till, Mumia Abu-Jamal. Yeah, we still calling names. Dr. Blair. I wish you would, Davey Newman. They're talking about Vanilla Ice. Stop that, Davey. Killing me, bro. Jack Johnson, the boxer. Monte Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, Griff. How you been, soldier? I've been all right. I'm reading this book right here. How white folks got so rich. Medgar Evers, Sam Cooke, Bob Marley. All right. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Stokely Carmichael. Who else? Karen Winford, Melanie D. Cammy Winford, Camellia Winford, Dee Adidas Dee Winford. Somebody said Bill Cosby, Lorraine. You got to call me about that one. Peter Tosh, Michael Jackson, Amiri Baraka, Bobby Hemmett, Patrice Lumumba, Mos Def. All right. Sammy Davis Jr., Fannie Lou Hamer. Yo, we could be calling the names for a long time, y'all. So come on, man. Bobby Hemmett, I got you. Sonny Carson. All right. Welfare was originally Thomas Sankara. All right. Welfare was originally for white people. There's more white women on welfare now than it is black. All right. The GI Bill. All right. Hold on. I'll skip GI Bill. White Veterans Program. The GI Bill was a white veterans program. Never intended to give anything to black people. All right. C.L. Freeman, Medgar Evers, Phil Valentine, Dame Dash. That's page 97, 98. The GI Bill continues. 99, Hassan Burton said, Otis Redding, Professor Griff put Public Enemy on game. I used the GI Bill. That's good. Because we're becoming more and more hip. And more people are speaking up. That's why you was allowed to use it. Somebody said Chuck D. The list go on and on. All right. Who else? All right. Page 99 talks about building of American cities. Millions of jobs were created by the massive public works projects launched throughout America, such as the building of New York City, one of the largest construction projects since the building of the Great Wall. I believe the next page is going to say China. It's Gil Scott Heron, not Gil Scott Heron. All right. Yep. I was only going to go to page 100. Miles Davis. Y'all still calling names. Bob Marley, Miles Davis, James Brown. All right. LeBron James. Anyone that has elevated our consciousness one iota and made us think different about how we spend our money with ourselves, we're mentioning those names. Bobby Seale. All right. But I'm up to page 100 and I'm going to stop there on this little book. All right. How white folks got so rich. Go to Amazon right now and purchase this book, Sister Soldier. Y'all still calling names. Come on now. Muhammad Ali, Ice Cube. All right. How white folks got so rich. Do me a favor, man. It's only $10, man. All right. Let's get this book. All right. All right. I got to sign out. I love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff, man. For Sirius Mindz, for Sirius Mindz. My phone number is 678-557-2919. My cash app is $ Professor Griff. If y'all want to contribute to the cause, all right. Anybody that contributes to the cause, make sure y'all get me your email. Send it to seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. 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 And let me send you the ebook that I'm going to put together based on this information. All right. Contribute, y'all. Thanks, Block Boy. Really appreciate you, man. All right. This is Sirius Mindz for Sirius Mindz that attract Sirius Mindz. And what y'all supposed to say? Seriously. All right. Sirius Mindz for Sirius Mindz. Seriously. This is Professor Griff. I'm out. Peace, man. Love y'all to life, man. Peace. I am outie 5 G's. Peace.